Welcome to Business Chats, people. You know how it works. Basically, I'm going to try to invite the person for a million years until she's finally able to join. Today, we're going to talk to Angela. She is an empowerment coach, an amazing one, by the way. And she is right here. Is doing something for the first time in ages. She is also a podcast host with the account Be Empowered Millennials. Let's see if we can get her to join. Honestly, Instagram does this every single week, every single time that I have the business chat. See if I can. I keep trying to accept your request to join, and then it never does. It's insane. So, how's everyone doing? I know it's saying that you joined, but can you see me on this? I can. Honestly, I think it's my Instagram. They have just, oh, I just got a little message that says you cannot join for some reason. This happens every single week. Every single week. I'm thinking about just starting to do the lives on TikTok because it's like 10 minutes. Oh, there you
We
are.
did it.
Hey, that's awesome.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for joining
Oh
me.
my God, I love chatting with you. I think you're amazing. So, whatever we're
Thank
getting
you.
into today, let's go.
I think you're amazing too. I love your energy. You are always like a powerhouse. I don't know where you get that from, but send over to me sometimes. Like I need it.
Sending it across the pond, my friend. I'm sending it across.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you so much. So can you tell us who you are, what it is that you
sure.
do?
Hi, everybody. My name is Angela Gentile. I am a single, child-free millennial out here talking her shit, helping folks, especially millennials, break free of these like limiting beliefs and limitations that we were kind of given as default operating systems
Mm-hmm.
and help them bust through that so that they can start really honoring what's true for them and live a life that they love, not the one that they feel that they should. So
Yeah,
yeah, I do that through coaching, through fitness, and through my global podcast. Ba, ba, ba.
which is a lot. You have a lot on your plate right now. You're
I
doing it all. I
do. I
love
have a
this.
million things. I have a million things, but I love it. I love it because I
So
spent a lot. When you're like, how do you get so much energy? I was like, because I spent a lot of my life, like my 20s and into my 30s, being fucking miserable. So what I get to do now that I choose, the life that I've like curated, is something that lights me up. It doesn't feel draining or heavy or, you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
love it.
yeah, I love that. I feel like that's a universal situation with us millennials. We spend most of our 20s trying to adapt to what people expected us to be and to do what everyone wanted us to do. And
Mhm.
it's time, bitches. Let's just woman up and do our thing.
Basically, yeah, I think a lot of what we were given as millennials as tools in our toolbox
Hmm.
are just outdated, antiquated, and
Yeah,
unhelpful ways,
totally
especially for women.
unusable.
You know,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Because if we're looking to be big and bold and successful and strong, then we have to look at like some of what has been given to us by women who didn't have the same opportunities. So like they just don't know what they don't know, and they can't give what they don't have. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's so difficult to deconstruct that and try to build something new out of thin air, basically.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But that's what we do. And I think like
yeah.
this bracket, I think every generational bracket thinks that they're the best and they've had it the best. But I truly believe like we were the last group of kids to really grow up without social media, without pressures, without this
Mm,
overwhelming and brooding sense of fear
yeah.
that I think, younger generations sort of like were sort of funneled into. And I think we had some freedom, but we also
Hmm.
have adapted so
That's true.
quickly to this ever change. Like think of like our parents, the way that they lived didn't change
Nothing to
much
do with
from
this.
like 1950 to
Mm,
like 1980. Like it was still like one
Yeah.
TV in the house, like you still use the phone. Like our life, we have had to adapt and adjust. And as soon as we got used to some like cultural phenomenon, there was already something, right? Like up the
Yeah.
pipeline. Like
Absolutely.
we've used records to tapes to CDs to like MP3s. And that's just a very general and generic statement, but just there's so much that has changed culturally, socially, technologically in our lives that we're constantly evolving. So I think that's what makes us really cool, you know?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I'm so curious to know what led you here, because we've all gone through our own transformation in our millennial years. But what did you do before, and how do you find that click moment when you were like, this is not working. It's not for me.
Yeah. I think there was a big bomb that went off, and that's when I like had my awakening. And then there have been several girl get your shit together moments
Okay.
since then. And the bomb that dropped on my life that forced me to like get it together was when my dad died. He died in December of 2015, and that was my reckoning moment for me to be like, I fucking hate my life. I hate
Yeah.
everything that I'm doing. I'm so miserable, and now my dad is dead. And nothing matters, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Except joy and love and fun and feeling connected. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have any of the things that truly mattered in my life at the time. So that's what got me to like spin out and get rid of my teaching career. Like the life that I was living and the way that I felt about myself. And it inspired me to build a business, to go after my dreams, and to like stay connected to what I wanted, because I was doing everything that I should.
Yeah.
I got the job. I was wearing like the Ann Taylor shirt, and I was
Oh my
going to
God.
work. And, you know, and I was doing all the things, and I was so fucking unhappy. And then when he died, I was like, all right, like I'm not doing anything that makes me miserable anymore, because if I could just drop dead like he did, what are we doing? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly.
that was the first one. And then there've been several subsequent, hey babe,
Yeah.
get it together, since
It's like
then. So
the
yeah,
universe is pushing you in the right
if
direction.
you're listening, I think it
Yeah.
always is. And I think when you're not listening, here's the kicker that I want you all to listen to. When you're not listening, it feels disastrous in your life. It feels like stress. It feels like chaos. It feels like misery and anger and all of that low vibrational shit. That's what it feels like. So if you're like, oh, my life sucks, it's because you're not listening. The world is trying to tell you what's up, but you're not taking that in as an opportunity to grow. So I'm calling you out on your bullshit right now. And I'm like,
100%.
start listening.
Yeah, it makes total sense. So if someone was in that situation where they started to listen to that little voice that says you need to change something because this is not right, what would you say were the first like 3 steps they need to take to actually move forward into a new direction and try to explore that and see what is the right direction for them?
Yeah, get quiet. That's number one. Because when you're in, and I call it, like, I'm going to take you through the Zen-Rage-Heal process that I use. And it originally started as a movement process, but it is more about a transformational process. So Zen, you got to get quiet, baby. You got to get quiet, because you can't make a decision and you can't think clearly when you're like anxious.
Yeah.
Because your central nervous system is designed to get you out of the situation as fast as possible. So you might end up doing things that are temporary because your body, you're biologically wired to like try to ease yourself as quickly as possible. So you won't make a decision that's honest. You'll make a decision that is comforting, if that makes sense. So
Absolutely.
you have to get quiet and Zen. And then you can start thinking about like, what do I want? And that is like the rage and the activation part of the Zen-Rage-Heal, is to start, what do I want? This is your list. This is your planning. This is your movement. This is your activation. What do I want? What do I don't want? What are my goals?
And I feel like to that point, a lot of us millennials, I feel like we grew up trying to please everyone else. So when we think about what it is that we want, we need to have a reason why we want this. Oh, maybe I want to learn French because it's going to be useful if I want to work with people. Who cares?
Fuck.
There's
Yeah. Yeah.
something telling you that you want to do this.
So do
Just
it.
do it.
So do
There
it.
must be a reason. Just flow with it. Just, yeah.
I love that you said that. That's so true. This isn't about what you think your life should look like, or who said that you needed to have this. Like, what do you actually want? If you want to just sell seashells by the seashore, go do it. If literally, like, when I had
Yeah.
this conversation with myself before I quit, it was like, what do I really want? I want to dress like this. Like, I want to wear sweatpants and workout clothes. I want to hang out with my dog, who, hey baby
Hi,
girl, what are you doing?
baby.
What are you
Oh.
doing? Yeah, she's busy. I want to hang out with my dog. I want to eat good food. I want to be around people who want to be around me. I want to be outside. Like, those are things that, like, it didn't have to be justified to anybody else. These are just things that Angela needs as Angela.
Yeah.
Right. And I think when you can start, like you said, sussing out and deciding what it is for you, that's the key. That's the key.
Absolutely. It's not an easy road, by the way. It
No.
takes some getting used to just taking those decisions and having everyone around you be like, but why are you doing this? That doesn't make any sense. That why would you take this step? But it's funny because most of the businesses that I've seen to be super successful in something that is kind of odd,
Mm-hmm.
like selling seashells,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Like there's someone out there selling seashells and they're being super successful at it just because they're super
Because
passionate
they
about it. And when they
believe
talk
it.
about it, they light up.
They believe it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. And they're not
exactly. It's
and
amazing.
and they're not listening. Because what you said is really a key piece of this, and that moves on to, like, the heal part of what I'm going to talk about, is to reflect. Like, you heal yourself and you elevate yourself when you sit and you reflect. So if you're getting quiet and you're making these, like, decisions and these conscious steps and these action steps of, like, what I want, what do I need, and there are people around you, you know, naysaying and criticizing, your reflection is now, why are these people in my life?
Hmm.
Are they coming with me on my level up? Can they support me? Are these people working? So it's like these deeper questions that you get to ask around what's happening around you. And when you kind of combine that together and you wash, rinse, repeat, and go back to the beginning of, like, oh, I'm feeling this friction of all the people around me. I think I can't be friends with them anymore. Okay, Zen, get quiet. Rage, what do I need? How do I go get it? Heal, how did that work? What's happening around me? What's working? What's not working? Wash, rinse, repeat over and over and over again.
Do you feel
And that helps you get
like
out of your
there's this cycle, like a specific time cycle that is more sort of if you're not used to getting that a little alarm and listening to it and being like, okay, it's time to be quiet and just reflect on this. Do you feel like there's some specific amount of days that people can sort of put it
Ooh.
in the calendar and be like, I'm every 3 days I'm gonna do a check-in and then until I get used to this sort of
I
feeling of listening to myself.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's circumstantial, and I think the more that you practice it, the
Hmm.
more it will just become second nature in your life. I do it every day.
Okay.
I, like, every day I'm like, all right, what do I need? What do I feel? What's happening? Like, what's working? What's not working? Like, I check in with
Hmm.
myself all the time. All the time. I am constantly like, ooh, I don't like how that feels. Okay, stop. What is that about? What's
Hmm.
happening? Oh, what's the jam? What's this really about? What do I need to do next?
Yeah.
Got it. I'm always doing this. And this was difficult at first because I didn't know a lot about myself because I was so deep in performance for other people,
Yeah.
but the more that you
Totally get it.
practice, like, getting up every day and just be like, how do I feel? How do
Which is
I feel?
super weird because you're like always assessing everyone else. How is
Yeah.
everyone around me? Are they okay? Do I
Right.
need to like help
Right.
them to do this or that? But how am I? Am
Yeah.
I doing the
Yeah.
things for myself or like what's happening with
Yeah.
me? That
Well, like you said,
is
you're always concerned about other people, and then we want other people to ask us about
yeah,
ourselves. But
and no one does.
yeah, because but ask
Sometimes.
about you in the same, like, instead of waiting for somebody else to check in with you,
Yeah,
just be your own friend. Check in with
exactly.
yourself.
I
Your own
mean, you're
friend.
the one that has to live with yourself for the rest of your
Yeah.
life. So you might as well get friends with
Right.
yourself.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, get to know what you need, get to know what you want. And I love that you're saying that if there's a timeline for this, or if people who are not used to doing this, again, this is a practice like
Yeah.
anything else. If I were out here talking about running for a marathon, of course I'm going to talk about, mile 18, just because like I do this all the time. But if you're going to run a marathon, you don't start hitting the ground running. You actually start with like buying sneakers, maybe a sports bra, right? So a lot of this is
Yeah.
is stuff that goes into it before. It's practice. It's getting out and walking. It's maybe running from telephone pole to telephone
Yeah.
pole. Maybe it's then running a mile. So take this into consideration if this journey and this like self-reflection and personal connection that you're trying to make with yourself is new. It is not A to Z. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's A to B.
Sometimes A to
Yeah,
point A.
A to B.1. Yes, that's it. And it's small little gradual steps. It's not like, how do I get there tomorrow? You don't run a marathon in an hour. It takes
Absolutely.
months and years of training and consistency to be able to do it. Just like what I'm talking about rolls off my tongue, what you do every day rolls off. It's because you practice it. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the
and
only difference.
it's been a while. Like I didn't start this yesterday. You didn't start this yesterday. It's been a while. We
Yeah.
have taken our steps and we've done the reps and we've done the things. And
Yeah.
I still feel like I have so much more to go through
Oh my God.
that sometimes it gets scary and it's like, but you have to remind yourself this is a marathon. This is not a
Yeah.
sprint. It's just one step at a time. But I'm curious to know what would you how do you tackle with your clients the anxiety around money? Because usually people, when they're making these drastic changes, that often involves changing a career, for example, and sometimes you just want to quit on the spot, but maybe you can't.
Yeah.
So how can they handle that situation in the beginning while they're getting used to listening to themselves and taking the steps and doing the thing?
Well, I think I know if you don't have these conversations, if you're like, I want to quit my job, I'm not invalidating that. I had a shitty job too, and for 7 years I was like, fuck this place, I'm out. If you don't seriously, if you don't have better conversations with yourself and you just up and quit, then you're going to find yourself in the same exact situation, in the same exact job or similar job, different place.
Yeah.
Same with your relationship. If you don't figure out what the fuck you want, what went wrong in the relationship, you're just going to hop from the same person over and over and over again. So I think before you make any goddamn moves, you have to like suss out what's wrong. Why do I hate this place? What is it, a mismatch in me? How do I want to feel at a job? What do I value at my job? What am I looking for in my career? Right. So I'm not saying you need to just like flip the desk and walk out. I would not advocate you doing anything.
That would be fun though.
I know. I mean, when you do reach that point, when you have a better plan and a better self-awareness, fuck yeah, do whatever. But I think it's a series of questions and insight and information constantly before you go and jump,
Yeah.
But at some point you are going to have to jump with or without a parachute.
Yeah.
And
it takes some time to sort of prepare for that, but
absolutely and I'm not saying you have to jump and quit without a job, but that's not what I'm saying. The jumping without the parachute is jumping into uncertainty and discomfort and change. I think in this economy right now, I wouldn't leave a job until you had something lined up.
for sure.
I would, I'm
Maybe
not
two
one of
things
those.
lined up just in
Yeah,
case.
because I'm not one of those coaches who's like, fucking quit just because I did it. You could do it. No, I'm here to help you find what
Go to
works best
six
for you.
figures in 3 weeks. It's gonna be fine.
Oh my God. And then you hire a business coach and they're going to help you with the formula. Look, if that happens for you, that's great. I just think my job is to help you get clear and honest with what is best for your life. And then what we would do is co-create a plan, right? I'm just here to listen and present information and accountability and support for you to trust yourself, that you can map out and you can go after your dreams. There's a roadmap that we can build so that you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to just like flip the desk and cry and worry about what's next. Do you
Just
know what I
take
mean?
it and
Because
be happy when you're
right, because
ready.
it's how you would do it and how I would do it is very different, because we're different
Yeah.
people, but it doesn't mean that it's right or wrong. It's just what's honoring for
Yeah.
us as individuals, you know?
It's a different plan.
Yeah.
So where the details, how can people reach you
Yeah.
to get that help?
On the Instagram, that's where I hang out the most. TikTok, I love TikTok because it's
Right?
stupid and it's just
Yes.
like
I
me
love it.
doing like rants and shit on TikTok and like dances and whatever. But mostly on Instagram, you can just send me a DM. If anything that we're chatting about is, you know, really slapping, I would love to just learn more and see if we're a fit. You can also visit my website, theangelagentile.com, and I do all kinds of fun stuff. I do a lot of speaking events and hosting. My podcast is there. And yeah, let's see, because I think if, you know, your clients are the ones like building brands and
Mm-hmm.
businesses for themselves, right? I will die on this hill. You can only meet yourselves and you can only meet a version of your life as deeply as you've met yourself. So if you have these big goals and these big plans for your business,
Absolutely.
you got to fucking do your work, because if you do not understand where your roadblocks are in here, then they're going to show up in your business.
Absolutely. That's exactly how it is. And it's going to be a mirror, and then you're going to be in trouble for a while.
Yeah. And I think like having the support that you need on all aspects. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a coach, I had therapy, I had a business coach, like I had a whole fucking organization of people
Yeah.
like helping me,
And you
you
need that.
know.
You need that
I did.
support to be able to pull you through, because it's not an easy road. It sounds easy. You see people online and we're like posting amazing things online and on Instagram and
Yeah.
everything's perfect. But
Yeah.
the road to get there, it ain't easy. So yeah, I love it. I love that you're offering these
Yeah.
services, because really it's life changing.
Yeah.
What you're doing is life changing. I absolutely love that.
Thank you. I think it's on par, right? Because you've decided to take control of your life and do what suits you and follow your dreams. And I think you're a testament of that, even though like we haven't been clients or anything like that. But it's the
Yeah,
message. It's the message that it's possible,
yeah,
you know?
it is. Totally is. I love this. So people go contact Angela right now so you can get
That's
some
it.
help and
That's
have
it.
some fun,
And
because she's amazing
thank
to
you.
talk to.
But make sure you check out my website. And well, I don't have, shoot, I don't remember the date, but I think it's the second week of March. Your feature's coming out. So whoop, whoop.
Woohoo! And the second
You got,
week of March is actually my birthday on March 12th.
oh
So
shit.
yay!
Okay, good. You got to send me the date. Maybe I'll publish it. I got
We're
to check and
definitely
see when
gonna
it's ready.
celebrate on that.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Lovely.
I love
All right.
this.
Well,
Well,
thank you
thank
for
you so much
having
for
me.
being here.
Okay,
Have a
babe.
great rest of your
Bye,
day.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.